What's up, everybody? This is Podcast Gameoverse episode 159 for Thursday, October 12th, 2023. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, joined as always by Rick. What's up?
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Rick here. I'm here, you're here, we're all here to talk about video games.
Yeah.
I haven't played too much, a couple games that I'm not going to have a lot to talk about, but you played quite a bit this week, right? Like you had the demo derby and along with the other games you were playing.
Yeah.
So, you were playing Baldur's Gate 3. What'd you think?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
So, I came into Baldur's Gate 3 not having ever played a Baldur's Gate and not really enjoying these types of games. I don't know shit about Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know shit about Baldur's Gate. I don't typically like the turn-based CRPGs. That's what they're called, right?
Computer RPGs, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just typically not a fan of these things. Yeah. So, but you know, you hear so much good things about Baldur's Gate 3, so I'm like, well, fuck it. Let me just try it out. Maybe the quality of the game will overwrite my dislike for this type of game. And it does. The quality of the game overwrites my dislike of this type of game. Yeah.
That's good.
I only played 4 hours, but in that 4 hours I haven't gotten fucking anywhere. But like so much has happened. Like we ran into, they pretty much give you like an entire party of characters like right out the gate.
Yeah.
Which means from what I understand about the game, there's like permadeath and shit. That's why people save scum. And there's like a bunch of dice rolls so people save scum. I'm trying to play this game without save scumming. So whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
So I already had a character go to jail and break out of jail. And I don't know what the consequences of those actions are yet, but it's just really cool. It has the openness that I was looking for from a Starfield, where you can just do whatever the fuck you kind of want, and the game lets you do it and accounts for that, and it's just really cool.
That is really cool. I've seen a lot of cool things, like people kind of showing off like different alternatives to like quests and stuff, and how the developers think of like different things you could do, different solutions to it, and the game reacts to it. Like the characters react to it. I think it's super neat. It's super neat. Like,
yeah.
Like I watched a bunch of stuff on it, and I think it's really cool. Like I know so much of the game just from seeing like clips of it that I'm like, I really want to play this game now, because I'm super into what the game lets you do, how it lets you handle situations, and it reacts to stuff you do. Like one thing that really impressed me is you get a mission to like steal something for this character, and you can steal it back like later. And you know, if you roll high enough, they don't catch you doing it. So when you talk to them after you steal it, you're like, "Hey, how's it going?" They're like, "Man, some asshole came and stole that shit you got for me. I'm so pissed." And like it's all voiced, like they voiced it. Like it's not just like, you know, random like text on screen. Like they voiced it, they mocapped it, the person's emoting to it. I was just like, oh wow, that's like super cool. And there's nothing in the quest that's like, oh, steal it back. It's something you can make on your own decision, and the game reacts to it. Like it's so neat to have that like level of detail.
Yeah. And there are some bugs, there's some glitches that I ran into. Nothing like heinous or anything, but I don't know. There was one. The reason I got arrested and ended up in jail was bullshit.
Oh yeah.
Because you get to this like druid outpost, and there's like a bunch of like civilians there, like taking shelter from like the goblins in the area, and like the kids there have this little hideout that you can just go into. And then there was like a mean kid. There's like a asshole kid that's like, I'm gonna give you the count of 10 to get out of here, or you're gonna regret it. And she starts counting down. She goes like 10, 9, and then
Yeah.
she gets to like 8. She gets to 8, and I think I start leaving, but then it draws me into a scene, and she's like, well, I told you so. Now you're gonna regret it. And I was like, wait, you didn't get to 1 yet.
What the fuck?
uh, and so like I walk out, and like one of the guards catch me. Was like, we heard you been fucking with the kids. And I was like, no, she gave me 10 seconds. It didn't hit 10 yet. And then yeah, that's how we ended up in jail. It was only one of my characters though. That was the thing. I think like one of my characters like walked over there or something, and that's what happened. It was only one of them, not all of us. So
ah,
it was weird.
maybe that's it. Like the pathfinding got all fucked up in it, like
Yeah,
and the game was reacting to that character being where they shouldn't. That's weird.
yeah. So it was fucked up.
So
But I
what'd you do to
didn't.
get them out of jail? Did you have to like pay a fine, or there's like a whole like
No.
sub quest like break them out, or
So you can break them out, but what ended up happening is so the whole jail area, they had a goblin they captured a goblin, and they were like fucking with the goblin, and like they were threatening to kill her because I guess there was a goblin raid on this outpost,
yeah,
and one of this chick's brothers ended up dying, and they captured a goblin, and they were threatening to kill her, but
yeah,
she wasn't really the one responsible. So, there's the whole, I'm gonna kill this bitch. My brother's dead, and then there's another guy there that's like, no, 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 she wasn't even responsible. Let's just calm down. And then you can walk over there and like intervene. And then I forgot what happened, but I failed a dice roll, and we ended up fighting because of that. But where that was happening was right in front of where my character was held in like a jail. That's right where the jail was. So my character was right there, and yeah, we just happened to be fighting for other reasons where I didn't even know that's where she was. So that happened, and I
yeah.
was like, wait, I don't want to kill anyone. I just like I was like, because it forces you into a fight, but I don't. You can I guess just run away and not kill anyone, and then they'll forgive you after a while. So I had everyone run away, but since the combat happened there, she was still in the jail cell, but she was involved in the combat too.
Oh
So
shit.
I could like they provide you a way to like escape the cell. There's like a side thing you can kind of like break the wall and just run away. And so I did that while everyone else was engaged in combat. And so like they forgot that she was even there. It was really cool the way, yeah, it was really cool the way.
Just like they got out in the scuffle and the confusion of everything.
Yeah,
That's really
yeah,
neat.
yeah. Because then like I had all my other characters run in the different direction, and then so that gave her a chance to kind of slip out the back, and so everyone got away, and we're all back at camp now, and that's where I left.
That's so cool. I gotta fucking this game up, dude. I want
But
to play this.
it plays like Dragon Age Origins though. If you ever played that, it's very similar to Dragon Age Origins. Even like you set up camp, and then at the camp, you can just talk to everyone there, and that's
So
where.
Dragon Age and fun fact, Dragon Age, Knights of the Republic, those games use the D&D like rule set in real time. So every time your character like when they're attacking like back and forth, the game's making those dice rolls like in real time.
Oh,
So it's turn based, but it's not like happening in turns. Like you make your selection of choices. Your character's auto attack if you're not like selecting to attack, and the dice rolls are happening like behind the scenes as they're doing it.
Yeah, I would rather this do that than
Yeah,
what it is doing, because
which is a turn-based like
yeah,
yeah,
because it's just not. It's not. It's XCOM basically.
yeah.
So you know, you'll be like, hey, I got a 97% chance to hit this guy, and it's just miss. You know, you're like, fuck. It's like that shit.
Yeah.
Or like there'll be like a puddle of fire on the ground, and if you don't make sure, like if you move your character a certain way and there's a puddle on the ground, you'll walk through it and be like, I'm doused in poison now. And it's like, what the fuck? Like that kind of shit. So,
Yeah.
um,
Which is cool because like watching as someone who plays D&D, like I've DM'd a ton of games, I've played a ton of games. Like this is straight up just fifth edition, just in a video game, which I'm cool with.
yeah.
And yeah, like I said, I'm cool with it. But I can understand it's not for like everybody. But I think what like brings people in is like the storytelling and the what's the term I'm looking for? The production value, the way the characters talk to each other, the way their emotions are reflected on their facial capture, like the detail and like the choices you can make. Like I think that's what like appeals to people, right? That's the most appealing part of the game.
Yeah. And there's, I like one of the things it did in the beginning here, which you can see in the footage that I'm showing. One of the things it does in the beginning is it puts a character inside one of these mind flayer control pods or whatever,
Yeah.
and it gives you like the chance to free her. But right before that, they show you a different character who's stuck in like the same pod, and they show you what happens if you fuck up. They just
Oh,
show a
that's good.
character getting converted to a mind flayer. So they show you that, and then right after that they go, okay, you want to free this one? And it's like, oh shit, if I fuck up, she's gonna like turn into it. And I think
That's good.
that is a very good way to like do choice in a video game
But like showing
where
you what the repercussions are if you fail
yeah,
it, the way you
yeah,
do it. Yeah.
yeah.
That's really cool. I've done similar stuff like that, like in the games like I've run, and I'm happy my players are always smart enough to like pick up on what I was trying to show them.
Yeah.
Like side note here, but there's not a lot of news happens, so you can afford to go off script a little bit. I did this one quest. So like there's these creatures in D&D called rust monsters, and their gimmick is they eat metal, but they also like fuck up metal equipment. So if you have like a metal sword and you hit them with it, it fucks up that sword and can break it.
Mm.
It doesn't do it immediately. It lowers the sword's like value, and when it hits a certain amount, like it just breaks, and you have to go get it fixed. And they're a bit higher level. Their difficulty scaling was a bit higher level than what my players are used to. That's only because of the metal binding effect. Like if you don't use metal weapons on them, one of my players is a monk, so they just use their fists. They're not that difficult to kill in terms of like their HP, their AC, the damage they can deal. So what I did is that I had them take over an iron mine. And before they went into the mine, there was one of them by itself. And my player, who's a barbarian, had a metal axe. He went to hit it, and I explained what happened, right? That I fucked up his axe a little bit, and his next attack's going to do less damage. So then they caught on, the monk went and fucked it up, and then they were like, hey, we should go back to town and get like clubs and like wooden clubs and bow staffs, so we doesn't fuck our weapons up when we're deep in the mine. And I'm like, yes, they did it. They figured out what I was doing. Because at that point, like, you know, if you go and you fight that thing and you're like, oh, let's just go inside, like that's on you if it fucks all your shit up. But
Yeah.
you know, I showed you what happened. It was a small controlled environment. There was only one of them. You recognize, like, I'm gonna go into a nest of these fucking things. I should prepare. And they did, and I was so happy. I was like, yeah, you guys did exactly what I was hoping you would do. And it's good to see the game does stuff like that too. Like it has this stuff here to kind of teach you how to play it without like outright teaching you how to play it. That's really neat.
Yeah. So,
These my
um,
flavors are cool.
yeah, it's a cool game. It's fucking
Yeah,
cool, and I'm gonna keep playing it.
that's good.
And uh, no saves coming. We're gonna see. Yeah, whatever happens, happens. That's the way.
Uh,
That's the way I'm gonna
oh,
play.
sorry. Good. What class did you pick? I gotta know. Like, what class did you pick for your player character?
Rogue.
Rogue.
Yeah,
Okay.
I always make a rogue, like shitty fucking thief character. Yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
I want to like in an actual D&D game. I want to play like a rogue who's like not good at fighting. Like, I just want to give him like all skills for like persuasion, lock picking, trap detecting. Just put all my points into that, but nothing into like actual combat, and just role play that in an actual game.
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of opportunities to use my guile and wit yet.
Yeah.
My thievery skills. So I've stolen one thing. I stole one thing actually, but I don't even think that mattered. Like it wasn't like this check or anything. It was just like, hey, this thing's on the table. You want to take it?
Yeah.
I took it. So there hasn't been much opportunity. But even then, they give you like right off the bat, they give you a character for like every class. You know,
Yeah.
like they give you the paladin, they give you like a warrior, and they give you a mage, and they give you a thief. So they kind of just fully load you right off the bat. So, but if any of them die, then you're fucked. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the wizard guy is like the strongest motherfucker in the like he is the one I do not want to die. If anyone dies, it cannot be him. So because he is just so he has like every spell. He can buff motherfuckers, he can heal, and then he can just do like fire and damage and shit. And then he can like summon, he has like everything. I'm like, what the fuck?
What level is he?
He's like level one. Everyone comes in
What?
at level one.
They just have all this shit. That is not like how the game goes. Like when you're a wizard at level 1, you are like the most useless player for at least those first like 3 to 4 levels. Like you can't do
Yeah.
shit. Like the
Even,
stuff you can do isn't effective, and you die so easily. Like I've had games where like my first D&D game, I played a fighter and a buddy of mine played a wizard, and he did something that my character didn't like, and so I felt like it was in character for my guy to like slug him, and I did it, and it almost killed him. Like if I rolled any higher, it would have like wiped out his HP. Would have to make a death save, and I'm like, oh my god! Like and he's like, yeah, dude, wizards are super squishy level 1.
even the cleric comes in and she's got like she can heal, she can
Yeah,
buff other characters. She has fireballs. Uh
that fireball already? That's
yeah.
insane.
Maybe it's because I did add some mods that added a bunch of spells, but I don't know if it like added them to the characters and shit. I mean it's possible, but I don't know.
I mean,
But
it's possible. Like I don't know. Maybe the game just gives you like these better spells in the beginning because you're like I said in like vanilla D&D, like wizards are fucking useless in the first like 3 levels.
yeah.
Like it is very very hard to like keep yourself alive for those first couple levels until you hit level 3. And you can unlock your like subclass and your subclass abilities. You can't do shit, dude. Like,
Yeah. But
but after that, they can very quickly like outpace like other classes in terms of like damage output and utility. But
the
those initial levels, yeah, good luck.
the combat scenarios are fucking terrifying. Like every
Yeah,
time I'm like, it's fucking, it's like a life or death situation. I've only had two combat scenarios. The first one I died, and I had to reload my save. And the second one, there were more people involved, so I could kind of like hide and then let them do the fighting. And that's what I did. Played like a bitch. So but I just don't like what I don't like about these types of games is having to manage multiple characters. So like I have
yeah,
to make sure that everyone is holding the items that they need,
Yeah.
because I can't just like use a potion on from one character to another character like a Final Fantasy or something. Like they can only use the items on themselves that they have. So I have to make sure that everyone has 2 potions in their inventory and make sure that they have the weapons that they need, and make sure that, because
Really?
there's no universal.
Like that makes sense, but like you couldn't like a friend's dying, you can't have like one character like run up to the other character and use the potion on them. Like you
As far as
have
I
to
know,
physically move
no.
them and stuff, but that's crazy.
Unless like you have a heal spell that you can target
Yeah,
the other thing, but
that's
yeah,
interesting.
that was something I found out because I had all my, because if you have one character do all the looting, which is like, probably gonna be your main character, if you have them do
Yeah.
all the looting, they get
If they're
all
gonna
the
have all the
items.
potions and items,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so then you have to go into the inventory, redistribute everything to everyone, and it's just
Yeah.
I hate doing that. I hate doing that. So
Yeah, it's obnoxious in a game, but like in an actual game of D&D, like it's not a problem because like it's up to DM discretion, of course. Like during combat, they probably won't let you do it, but like if like let's say we were playing a game and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna loot the chest, and the DM's like, oh, the chest has this, this, and this. The players can all be like, oh, I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna take that, and then that's done.
yeah,
You know, I'm not physically like handing shit out to people. It's just I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that, and like that's it.
yeah,
So that's like something I thought that like makes sense wouldn't translate to like an actual like PC game. Like that's gonna be really monotonous and annoying.
yeah. So
But other than that, though, like you are having fun with it. Like you still recommend it as a solid game.
absolutely, yeah.
That's good.
Just I'm not quite in love with it yet, as how most people are. So I don't know if it's
I
gonna
am like,
turn,
oh, I am like just from
but
watching like clips of it and like I already picked up the character I want to romance. I'm like, dude, let's do this. Like as soon as I buy that game, I know what I'm
okay.
doing.
See, I've stayed
Yeah.
away from most of the shit. So all I know about it going in was it was good, and that people save scum a lot because of like the dice rolls or whatever, and it's permadeath. Like that's all I knew going in. So um yeah, I don't know anything about the romance options or who. Yeah, I don't know anything.
Oh, I do.
So
TikTok like ruined it for me because it would like it would like
oh, you cut out. Oh, oh, nope, cut out. So yeah. So I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna keep playing this game because it's I don't know. It is interesting. I want to see where it goes story wise. They leave it pretty open. You kind of wander around and do stuff. So that's Baldur's Gate 3. Also loaded up some Redfall. They put out an update to Redfall. And they Redfall is a terrible game. Okay? So, I played it a bunch when it came out and wasn't in love with it. I thought it had potential. I was like, they could maybe turn this around if they like tweak some of the like spawn rates of the vampires, or what they really need to do is turn it into a Left 4 Dead, because everyone thought it was going to be a Left 4 Dead, and then they were like, no, it's a Far Cry, and it turns out it was just a Far Cry and like 0% Left 4 Dead. But it would have done them a favor to make it way 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 more Left 4 Dead-y. And what I mean by that is there should be a shitload of enemies. There should be a shitload of enemies in the world, and like maybe like make them weaker so that you can just like plow through them like a Left 4 Dead. Because it does a thing from Left 4 Dead where if you like shoot a car, the alarm would go off and you'd be like, oh no, the horde is coming. But it'd be like maybe 2 vampires would come. And that's the horde, I guess. And it's just like not, it was like never, the vampires were never threatening enough. You could just take them out super easily. So what they did here, they put out an update that I guess just addressed a few things. One, they said they increased performance. I don't think so. Actually, when I was streaming this game, it crashed my OBS twice. When I pulled up the inventory menu, the fucking frame rate would like tank to like 13 frames, and then my OBS would crash. And I did that twice, and I rage quit the game because I was like, "Fuck this." Whoop, we're getting. I think Rick is in the ether right now. So then they put out this update and they're like, "Oh, we added stealth kills," and I was like, "Wow, could have you should have launched with that." So of course, one of the first things I tried to do when I loaded up this update is I tried to stealth kill.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I have to do it on my fucking phone. I don't know why it's not working on my computer. Hold on, I'm gonna figure something out. Give me another minute.
Okay. So I tried the stealth kills, and I don't know if I'm just doing them wrong or if they're just lying about the stealth kills. But I swear I tried the stealth kill at least 3 or 4 times, and none of the times worked at all. So I don't know if they're lying about the stealth kills because they said you can stealth kill the vampires if you have a stake, which I did, and then they said you can stealth kill the human enemies too. But I didn't try the human. I only tried it on the vampires, and it never worked. So I don't know what that was all about. So Redfall, it's still bad. I don't recommend anyone play it. I mean, it's on Game Pass, so like you can maybe just try it out for like a little bit, but it's like not like I respect them for like trying to fix it a little bit, but I don't think it's like not fixable. It's just not fixable. So there are just too many like fundamental issues with this game that I don't think is fixable. So um that's Redfall. That's Redfall. And then so we did a demo derby a couple days ago. Did a demo derby. Bunch of demos up on Steam right now, doing a Next Fest. And yeah, we just checked out a bunch of demos. And I would say there's not as many heavy hitters this time. I didn't come away from this one with like a massively expanded wish list like I usually do. But
Now, can you hear me?
yeah.
Do I sound like shit?
Yes, but
Yeah.
it's fine.
Okay, because like it is not working on my computer. I don't know what the fuck happened, but like my computer is like not working.
Is
yeah,
it like
it is like I connect to you and it says I'm connected, but I can't see the video. I can't fucking hear you. You can't hear me. It's like I connect to nothing. So I don't know what the fuck happened, but like
weird?
Yeah, dude. So I'm restarting my computer now. See if that fixes it. I'm wondering, because I was fucking around with Discord earlier, if like maybe there's something I need to like restart to like.
I mean,
I
if you
fucking Dad, are you fucking kidding me? God damn it! Everything's going wrong today. This is bullshit. I fucking hate my life.
what died?
The fucking the wireless headset I use for my my phone.
Oh.
Because I gotta do this shit on my fucking shitty ass like iPhone speakers.
All right. All right. Yeah. We're talking about the demos now.
Okay, I'm back. I got the computer working. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah.
That was fucking bullshit. I am so fucking mad. I am so fucking. This is annoying as shit. Oh, we're working now. I kind of caught the last bit of that. Like nothing really stuck out that like you had to add to your wish list. Like nothing really big.
Not as many as usual when I go through,
Yeah.
but there were a few.
Yeah.
So
Anything specific that stands out you want to talk about? Did you already talk about? I just missed it.
I didn't talk about any yet. So Headbangers Rhythm Royale.
Oh yeah, I remember. You were excited for this one.
It's a battle royale rhythm game. It's almost like Mario Party, but if it was only the mini games and if it was a battle royale. So if it was like
I'm cool with
30
that.
motherfuckers, yeah. And it is fucking good. It is so fucking good.
Yeah,
It's better than I thought it would be.
that's
Um
good.
because it like throws in, so it's like a bunch of like Mario Party mini games that are like rhythm based or timing
Yeah.
based. So, it does the one where it's like, if you ever play like 1-2 Switch, I know the three of you out there that played 1-2 Switch, but it does other games have this where it's like the mini game where it's like, like a Western where it's like draw and you have to like do, and the first person to draw,
Yeah.
like is the winner. It does that, but it's like sound based. So it'll show you a picture of like, draw when you hear the milkshake. And then you have to like think, oh, what the fuck does a milkshake sound like? And it's like the slurping sound. And so it'll play a bunch of sounds, and then you have to like listen for that sound and then hit the button when you hear it. It's like really cool. It's really
That
cool.
is cool.
Um
I
and
like
then
that.
there's like a whack-a-mole mini game. There's just a bunch of mini games, and uh it's just super fun. It's super fun.
That's cool. That's cool.
And then
That's
like
good.
every once in a while, like a thing will fly in, like a bonus bird will fly in, and you have to hit the
Bonus
R2. Yeah, it's like a
bonus.
bonus. It's like a bird flies in, and you hit the R2 button, and it flies in during while everything's happening. Randomly, a thing will fly in. You hit R2, and you get a bonus for that round. And the bonus could be anything where like in the draw mini game, it'll just tell you when to hit the button, shit like that. So, but you have to like pay attention because you're still playing the mini game while this thing flies in. You have to hit R2, so like you have to like pay like super attention to like two things at once because it flies in while everything else is happening. But it's worth it because it'll give you a significant bonus. So, and that's really cool.
That's really cool. I like that a lot.
Um, so Uncle Dolph was with me, so we played a lot of these together where we could. There was another one called Bunny something.
Bonnie, so never heard of that.
Bunny, Rabbit and Steel, which
Rabbit and
is
Steel.
it's a MMO battle raid simulator.
What does that's a lot of words. You gotta like elaborate.
So, have you ever played a raid like I mean, you don't typically, you're not the like the MMO type,
But yeah, but I know what a raid is. Yeah, like a raid
but
MMO, an MMO raid. Yeah.
it's different though, because raids, if you've never done one, then you probably won't understand what this game is doing, because when you do a raid, there's certain mechanics that exist only in raid,
Okay.
and those mechanics are never, they don't tell you the mechanics. So the only way to know what you're doing is to just do the raid, see it happening, understand it, or to go through with someone who's done the raid before, and they'll tell you, okay, no, okay, you have to hit 3, you have to shoot this 3 times, and I have to run over here, and I have to shoot this 7 times, and then this orb is going to come down. You got to grab the orb, and you got to dunk it in this thing. It's like shit like that, where it's like, even within the 50 hours that you've been playing this video game, within the raid, the rules are completely different. That's what this game is, but it's like just the raid part. So it is super hard to understand, like they explain that to but basically it's like a bunch of mechanics are happening. You're fighting a boss, and a bunch of shit is happening on the screen where
Okay.
you don't understand what is happening until you like look around, and it's like it does tell you what to do. So like there'll be like a giant circle around you, and it'll say get in the circle, which means you just have to get in the circle. Yeah, basically.
All right.
Or like a bar will come out and it'll be like teleport, and it'll be like a timer on top of it, and which means you're going to teleport to this position when the timer runs out. And there's just a bunch of that shit happening in succession while you're fighting this boss. So me and Uncle Dolph were playing, so it'll be like an orb around one of us that'll say get in the circle. So that means we both have to, like, if it's around one of us, we have to get close to each other, because we both have to be in the, like, one of the circles around one of us, and the other one has to get closer to get in that circle. But at the same time, it could be the other guy could have a circle around them that says spread out, which means if you're in the circle, you're going to take damage.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
It
super
sounds fun though, like super frantic, but it sounds fun at the same time. Like
yeah, it was so much fun, and it's so unique too, because there's like I've played a raid before, but I've never played a game that was like just like the raid mechanics in the game.
yeah,
And that was the most interesting part, because they found a way to kind of like just isolate those mechanics into just the video game part.
yeah,
And
that's super cool. Like I can get behind that. That sounds
yeah,
super neat.
and there's different characters, and they have like specific classes, so you also have to know how to use your character. And because like my character, I picked the thief character again, which does more damage on like backstabs, and has an ability where they can vanish, and then whatever like bullets are around them disappear, and then they take no damage, which is very useful. But the thing is, it's so hectic that you don't like, we didn't look at our characters. We didn't look at what our characters could do before we like started. So like we failed our first run, and then we actually did another run where we actually looked at our characters, and then yeah, and it was way easier. But it's so good. It's so good. It's like really good. So Rabbit, I forget what the fuck it's called. Rabbit something.
Rabbit of Steel,
Rabbit and
something
Steel.
like that.
Yeah. Check
That's
that one
cool.
out. That one's in the wish list. There's a bunch of others, but I want to skip to fucking RoboCop.
Yes, that's what I want to hear, because like Hamtaro was saying it like was good.
Dude, it's like beyond good. It's
Get the fuck out of here.
no. Listen.
Yes,
It's
explain.
a fucking RoboCop game, right?
Yeah.
And there's a skill tree. There's quests there's a quest log, quest journal. There are dialogue choices, and there are branching paths.
Great, but does it do it well though?
Yes,
Get the
yes,
fuck
it
out of here.
does.
Really?
And then like you get your the first combat encounter you get in. So it's a first person shooter, and when you start shooting
Yeah.
motherfuckers, dude, it is the most like visceral. You remember when you in Cyberpunk when you get Johnny Silverhand for the first time?
Yeah.
You're just running through this fucking facility, just fucking blasting motherfuckers. That's
Yeah.
this, but what if you were always that? What if you were just that from the beginning?
Really?
Like it is
That
so
is
fucking you're just
surprising.
and it's super fucking gory and violent. You're just blowing motherfuckers' heads off and arms off, and they're like, "Oh my god, he shot me! Oh fuck!" And they're just like writhing in pain. You can like run up to them and like finish them off and shit. It's like so good. It's so good. Uh, yeah, and then
That is
yeah,
crazy.
you do that first mission,
Wow.
and then they implant this thing into you, like because I've never seen the RoboCop movie, so but I know that's like he has like visions of when he used to be like a human, and so like they think he's malfunctioning and shit. So when you get back to the station, is like, okay, he hesitated. We can't have this product on the streets if he's malfunctioning. So they put a chip in you, and that chip monitors your it monitors how well you do during missions, and then that's how you get like XP, basically. Like the better you do on missions, you can like grab like evidence and you can scan shit and you can rescue hostages and shit like that. And the better you do
That's
is
really
like your
cool.
XP. It's like super cool the way they like explain that like video game thing, but in the real world.
I like that. Now, here's my stupid question. With a name like Rogue City, is the game like a roguelike or is this like a straight like FPS with the campaign and everything?
I don't know. It has a story and a campaign. It has like missions and it has like there was one. So when you're in the police station, there was one where like people were walking into the station with their like complaints or whatever, and a guy's like, "Hey, Robo, can you help me on the line here? We're backed up," and you can just go and just help people with their stupid fucking civilian problems. And he's like, "Yeah, my neighbor, I got a dog, and my neighbor has been on my getting on my nerves because my dog's name." Is fire, and so I'm walking him, and we like to play with him. We say fire, fire, and and like, and you're like, I'm gonna let you go with a warning this time. It's it's like that. It's like people like the dialogue is fucking good, or it's like a guy. He's like, yeah, I was wondering if the reward for that wanted poster is still good, and hypothetically, if I was the person on that wanted poster, if I would get the reward. He's like, and I'm like, no, you're going to jail. Thanks for turning yourself in. And then you can actually go into the jail cells, and he's like actually in there. Um, it's like super fucking good. It's so good. Uh, like shockingly good. I didn't even know this game was being made. So all I saw was RoboCop, and I was like, oh cool, a RoboCop game. And then you load it up and you're like, holy fucking shit, this is incredible. It's so good. It is so good.
That is
Um,
crazy, dude. Like that sounds like the kind of game that just can't be good. Like, but now here it is. It's here and it's good apparently. Like that's crazy to me.
yeah. Like the only question is the question is like, how does the rest of the game, uh, do they maintain it for the entirety of the
Yeah.
game? Because the only thing I saw was like, I'm not sure how open it is, but there is like a quest log, so you can have like multiple quests and kind of just do them in whatever order you want. And then, so I'm not sure how open it is. If you could kind of just wander around the city, or if it is like these like boxed off missions. But either way, I think it's fine either way. Like it doesn't need to be fucking open world. But yeah, it's that taste of it was like, yeah, this is gonna be a sleeper hit. Like this is gonna be a sleeper game of the year contender, man. It's like that
That is
fucking good.
crazy.
Is
That
that
is
fucking good?
crazy. That is
So
crazy, dude. Like I'm surprised. Like I heard this game get announced like forever ago, and I'm like, this game's gonna be a piece of shit, and I was gonna skip it. But now that I'm hearing it's actually good, like it's a legitimately like really good, fun to play game, I'm like, okay, maybe I might check this out.
yeah, so it's still on the Steam Next Fest is still going on.
Yeah,
So I would say if there was one demo you had to check out, it is this one.
yeah,
Just from how good it is and how unbelievably good it is. Because yeah,
that's
it's
really cool.
yeah.
I gotta check that
Um,
shit out now. Like that sounds awesome, dude. Like I'm impressed. I'm like really impressed because again, like you hear fucking cyberpunk, like not fucking RoboCop game, and you're like, no, there's no fucking way.
yeah,
There's no way. Like
it's like
especially with like
we've
you
been here
know,
before. Like we've
yeah, we've been
seen,
here before.
yeah,
But now here we go. It's actually good. I'm surprised.
yeah.
Damn, I
It's
gotta check this shit out now. That
you,
sounds awesome.
yeah. You have to check this out. It's incredible. So
Damn, dude. Okay, it's on my list now. I'm gonna. The next fest is over, so the demos still aren't up, right? Or I could check. I could see
no,
it
it's
maybe.
going to the 16th.
Good. I'll probably check that out later today then. Because I bought the new Cyberpunk expansion. I was gonna play that today, but I might just like prioritize this until I could like just so that I can at least try it before it goes away.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
and
So
yeah, I
those are the
think it
main
is going
standouts
away.
then. So those are the main standouts then. Headbangers, Rabbits and Steel, and
No, there's
RoboCop.
more. There's more.
Yeah.
I've got everything archived on the YouTube. I'm putting up the videos in 4K. So, and I'm chaptering everything out, so you can just jump to the games that, and the ones I want to highlight, I marked with a little favorite thing. I just put favorite in the thing. So if you just like scroll through, you see it's marked with favorite, then you'll be able to to see which ones the good ones are. But
There we go.
the bad ones are pretty entertaining too. Like nothing was too terrible, but the good ones
Okay.
were really stand out. So
That's good.
um
That's really good.
so yeah, I've got the first part is up on YouTube right now in 4K, so you can go to gameoverse.com/YouTube, check that out. And second part is still part 2 pending.
There we go. That's what you've been playing. You guys should check that out. I've been playing not too many like interesting games. I'm still playing Cyberpunk. Don't want to go too much into that. I'll probably have some more to talk about next week when I play Phantom Liberty. But I played Banjo Kazooie recently, the rare replay version.
Yeah.
Because I was playing it on Switch like forever ago. But that was the original N64 version, it's emulated. Bro, the rare replay version, which is like a port of the 360 version that came out forever ago, is so much better.
Yeah.
Just everything's better. The controls are better. The fucking performance is better. It runs at a very steady frame rate now. And the music's still good. I haven't had any issues with that. Like I'm surprised like how much better the game is now with these little tweaks. It's not perfect. Fucking first person controls are still inverted for some fucking reason. There's no way to change that, so that pisses me off a little bit.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. I couldn't find a way to change it. There's a way to change it. Someone tell me, please, but I can't fucking figure it out. Um, yeah, I played that quite a bit. My wife was playing it with me, and we're having a grand old time. I'll probably end up. I didn't finish it on Switch because I couldn't get. Even though the game itself is aged very well, a lot of that N64 jank is still hard to like stomach.
Yeah.
But this version almost eliminates all that N64 jank. So
Well,
I'm probably gonna
it's
play that.
they updated the game here too, because there was like I remember in the original N64 version, you had to do everything in the level in one go, or else it would
Yeah.
reset the next time you came in. So in the 360 version, they just made everything save. So if you leave the level and come back, everything you collected will still be collected. It wouldn't
A
reset.
couple things still don't save, and I think I'm actually going to do with the specific thing that's not saving. Because I don't think I finished it yet technically, but
Yeah,
I'm in
then I think it's just the notes that save.
it was what the fuck did I do? What's that fucking level? The second level, like after you do the anthill. It's I just fucking played it yesterday.
Treasure
Fuck's it called?
Trove Cove.
Yeah, Treasure Trove Cove. Yeah, that one. There's a mission where you help out that hippo get his like gold back.
Yeah.
Every time I start the game back up, that's the only one that doesn't save. Everything else I've done, like the upgrades I found, the jingos I found, that all sticks except for that mission, and I don't know why. But I think there's a second part to that because after you give him his gold, he doesn't give you anything; he just runs away. So I think the second part to it that like I need to find and finish before it'll like flag that it's completely done. But most of the stuff is still there, like that fucking Nipper. What's his name? Nipper, the crab, the seashell crab boss.
Yeah.
Like he spawns every time I restart that. Every time I load that game up. But when I finish them off, like the notes and the jiggy I collected is still collected. It's not there anymore. So it's weird, like what does save and what doesn't save.
I
But
think it's just the notes. I think the notes are the only thing that
the
would
jiggy
reset.
save too. The
The
jiggy save
jiggies.
too. The saved.
I don't know if those
Yeah.
reset in the original
Oh, they
though.
didn't reset. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you about the original, but
I know the notes definitely reset. If you didn't get all the notes in one go, you had to do it all over again.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
I remember doing that. It's been so long since I played it, even like this when it came to Switch, because like I don't remember. But this version's like so much better. It's like a great way to like reduce some of the jink. Um, I also gave Nuts and Bolts a shot,
Yeah.
and bro, it's not bad. Like,
It's a good game.
yeah, I understand people are upset about it. Like, you go in expecting like some Banjo Kazooie 3D platform, and it does not do that at all. I can imagine like, you're waiting like 10 plus years for a new Banjo Kazooie game. We get that. I can understand the frustration there. But it's not a bad game. Like if you look at it like objectively as its own thing, it's pretty solid, dude. It's not bad. Like the mechanics are pretty neat. The physics work, and it's not bad. Graphically, it's not the worst looking game. Like it does what it needs to do. It's visually very clear. Like it's not bad. But I can understand like not being into what the game's offering. My wife was watching me play it. She's like, "What are you playing?" And I'm like, "Banjo Kazooie." She's like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." Like, look, there's Banjo, there's Kazooie, and she's like, "Why are you building cars?" I'm like, that's how this game works. Like this game isn't like a platform. You don't like fly around or like jump or shoot eggs. You build cars. And she's like, "That's fucking dumb." Just like that.
What I like it is because it gives you these challenges. It's
Yeah,
like Tears of the Kingdom, where
yeah,
it gives you these challenges where it's like, hey, build this thing, and you have to kind of just build it in any way that you see how you can build it, and then just test it out and see if
yeah.
it's viable.
Yeah, I can admit early on it's like super handholdy and it lets you like do its own like pre-made challenges with its pre-made cart before it lets it off. But I remember like even back then I played it way back in the day, and when it does like let those reins off, it's really fun. It's really exhilarating. And even now, like it's the driving feels pretty good. Like I haven't had any issues with it so far. I didn't get too much time into it, but I can see myself like playing some more of it. And yeah, I had fun with it. Next game I played, just for shits and giggles, I wanted to try it, was Dead Space 3, which is available on Game Pass. So that's why I played on my Xbox. And bro, this is the best version of Dead Space 3 you can play. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I've played it on PC, and like the mouse acceleration didn't quite work on that. And using the controller never felt right. Like, I felt like I was replicating like mouse movements with the control stick. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I didn't feel like the control support was like native to it. It didn't feel good at all to play with the controller. And it had a lot of like really gross like screen tearing. And when I would set VSync up, there was a noticeable delay that made it hard to play. Maybe it's just my shit. I gotta fuck around with it some more, but it was such a hard pain in the ass. I just didn't bother. I gave up. But on Xbox One, Xbox Series X that I'm playing on, out of the box, it works perfectly fine. Zero screen tearing, 60 FPS, control feels good, like zero problems. Out of the box, it works great.
Yeah.
So I could say with like some authority, that's the best way to play Dead Space 3.
That was the era where like PS or PC games were still like console focused. So they didn't really, they were still making that transition.
Yeah, but even then, you would think like once you plug a controller in, it's like, oh, it'll feel fine. But no, because there's still like the visual stuff that's like really weird. The stuttering's really bad. Like it did not feel good to play on PC. But this version on Xbox Series X, like the performance enhancements it does, there's some quality control on it. So it feels great. And the game visually still looks pretty good. Like I was surprised, like they scaled up the textures obviously to match like I'm playing on 1080p right now, so I have a 4K TV. But the textures scale up very, very well for 1080p. And running at 60 FPS, it looks good. Like I don't have any complaints about it. Objectively, as a Dead Space game, I can understand people being pissed off about it, but the action stuff is like so much fun, and the weapon crafting is so cool. Like I kind of forgive some of it. But the game is very stupid. Like there's a lot of dumb action sequences that are just. It was in that era of games when like everybody was trying to be Uncharted.
Yeah.
Without understanding like what made Uncharted so good. So like in the first like mission, you know, you're some random dude in some ice planet, and like, you know, you go through this fucking ship and it fucking breaks apart and you're sliding down a mountain while the ship's like fucking sliding down behind you, and you gotta turn back and shoot a gas tank to blow a chunk of the ship up so it doesn't run you over. Like that's fucking dumb. That's dumb as shit. Like everyone wants to do the train thing from like Uncharted without like understanding what made that train car thing work.
Yeah.
And the story's really fucking dumb. Like spoiler alert, but like you're not with your love interest in the second game. Like she moved on because you're fucking obsessive and crazy. And her ex-boyfriend or her new boyfriend is part of this like military regime, and he like comes up to get you, and he's such a dickhead like the whole fucking game, like for no reason other than he's like other than like, oh, you used to date my current girlfriend, and he's just a fucking asshole to you. And you see it in the beginning, like you'll like he picks you up specifically because like you have knowledge on the necromorphs, and you tell him like what to do with necromorphs. He's like, don't give me the orders, I give the orders here. And you know why they did it? So that way, like, you can kill him and not feel bad about it. Because he's a fucking asshole. Because this game is very safe in the sense that you can tell it was designed to appeal to the biggest group of people possible. So it does nothing to challenge you in terms of like its story. It would have been more interesting to have the guy like not be a shitty person, so that you have to kind of wrestle with the fact that like, yeah, he took my girlfriend, but like, you know, I was kind of shitty too because I was super obsessive over the marker and all my other like crazy bullshit that I pushed her away. So it's my fault for that. But no, that would be too challenging. A lot of people wouldn't like that. So they just made your girlfriend's new man a dickhead so you don't feel bad when you have to fucking smoke him later. And, you know, the action scenes are super simple, and, you know, they have these crazy bombastic like fucking set pieces that don't ask a lot from you, but they look really cool. You know, the game doesn't challenge you a lot, not just in terms of difficulty, but also like in the storytelling. It doesn't have a lot of complicated things to do because you could tell, again, it was designed to be the most like mass appealing game possible to justify its overinflated budget, and you can totally tell.
Yeah.
But still, it's a fun game. Like it's not a game I love like Dead Space 1 and 2, but it's a game I like. And that's, what more could you ask for, really? But yeah, that's all I've been playing. Like I said, it's gonna be super brief. Let's get into the news now.
Yes.
PlayStation, Sony has a new PS5 console this holiday season. It's a new model releasing that's it's gonna reduce volume by about 30%, weight by 18%, and 24% with the disc or discless version. It's going to include a 1 terabyte SSD for more internal storage. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the original model already have 1 terabyte SSD, or am I making that up?
I don't remember. It might have been 512.
I don't have the patience to check right now.
It might have been 512. I remember because people were upset that the Call of Duty, they could install like one Call of Duty and then like one other game and it'd be full.
Yeah. Maybe that's it. I don't remember. But yeah, that's a thing that's coming out. There's 2 models, the discless and the disc version. The discless version does have an exterior add-on to give it an Ultra HD Blu-ray disc drive. It's about, what is it, like $80 for that Blu-ray drive?
To be clear, it is just one version, but technically the version with the disc is the same version without the disc. It's just the disc one is already installed.
Yeah.
So you pay more. Well, you pay them to pre-install the disk drive.
Okay, so it's not like pre-built into the system. It's like an add-on that comes with it.
They show it right here. It's
okay,
like...
I misunderstood.
Well, I think a lot of people are misunderstood because there was a rumor that came out that was like there's just gonna be one version of the PS5 coming, and which is true. There's just one version.
It's half right, yeah.
But
there's an option to buy it with that disc drive. It sounds like that add-on.
Yeah.
Like pre-installed.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper than it costs the same as like a base PS5 model with the disc anyway. So.
Yes, but the digital version is $50 more than it used to be.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's that's where they get you.
Yeah, that's where it is. Okay.
And then so it also, if you bought that version and then decided to get the Blu-ray drive later, the drive itself is $80, so you would end up paying even more than if you just bought the disc version anyway. If you decide to do that later on, which you shouldn't.
Yeah, and that's something that got me, because when I saw it, I thought, oh, that pricing model makes sense if you can have it pre-built or buy an add-on later. But now that I know it's not even pre-built, it's pre-installed. It's the same model, just has an add-on. It comes with the add-on installed to it.
Yeah.
That's super annoying. That's really annoying and kind of dumb. I can see the outrage there. But people keep buying it, so Sony's so far ahead of the console race right now. It doesn't even matter. They can do whatever they want. And people are gonna buy it. People will bitch and moan about it, but they're not gonna change on it. So
just get a PC.
Let's get a PC.
And you get everything.
Yeah. Granted, it'll come out later. I'm probably gonna have to get Spider-Man a year after it comes out on console. But
you'll have so much other shit to play with in the meantime that wouldn't even matter.
Yeah, exactly. So no big deal. PlayStation Plus games are coming, and it's.
Yeah, this is the game catalog. So this is their Game Pass equivalent update.
Which is a lot of these are already on Game Pass. Gotham Knights is on Game Pass already.
Yeah.
I think Disco Elysium launched on Game Pass, but I don't think it's on there anymore. Gungrave Gore is already on Game Pass. I mean, there's some cool games in here, right? Like if you haven't played Disco Elysium yet, obviously that's a good option. That's a good way to play it. Dark Pictures Anthology, House of Ashes is on Game Pass. It's going to be on PlayStation Now. Alien Isolation, that Definitive Edition, Eldest Souls. What is that? Is that what the hell is Eldest Souls?
Um,
Oh, I've heard of this one. Yeah, it's like it's a
Souls like.
Souls like. I think it's like a boss rush game though. Where you're fighting bosses.
Oh,
I think I'll have to look into it later, but no, that's cool. That's coming. But like, here's the thing though. Like playing catch up on what Sony should do is double down on the classic stuff. That's going to separate them from what Xbox is doing right now, in my opinion.
yeah.
And there's some good games coming out here. Tekken 6 is a good game. Like Soul Calibur Broken Destiny, the PSP Soul Calibur game with Kratos as a playable character. You know, that's going to be here. Ape Escape Academy was a PSP exclusive, is going to be on here. IQ Final, haven't heard of that shit, but that's going to be on here.
Intelligent Cube.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I never heard of it.
They need more PS3 games. That PS Triple. You know what I'm saying? That PS Triple. That's they get Metal Gear Solid 4. I'm probably gonna be there. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they should double down on the classic stuff, those classic PS3 games. Like Tokyo Jungle would be perfect. Tokyo Jungle is exclusive to PS3. It hasn't come on anything else. The only way to play it is to dust off your old PS3. And even then, it's a digital only game, so that's limited until they decide to close down that store. Just bring that on here, man. Bring that shit on here.
all of that shit. I mean, they have so much to pull from PS3, PS1, PS2, PSP. I mean, they have such a Vita. They put Vita games on there.
Yeah, they have a huge library to pull from. They just don't. I mean, well, that's what they need to do to separate themselves because Game Pass already has such a huge market share in the new games coming out, you know, that unless someone's going to put exclusives on there, which they're fucking not, they're never going to do that. You're never going to see Spider-Man on this service. They should double down on the classic stuff. They have this whole back catalog of consoles and games they can pull from. They just don't. Like, that would make it worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But they don't. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with this. You know, I know people are excited for this because the only people excited for this, people who are already paying for it. And that's like, oh, cool, here's some more stuff to pay for my overpriced subscription. Yeah. But it's not enough to get someone like me to like go into it. So we'll see what happens. I know it's gonna happen. No one's gonna care. Like we're the only ones that care about this. So whatever.
I would care if they had better old stuff. I mean,
yeah, I agree. It's just not the right direction, but
just the ones that there's no other way to play. The only way to play is if you own a PS3 or if you own a PSP or Vita or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
All of everything here, I have other options to play these already.
Exactly.
So I'm just not going to play them over there when I can just do it already. Where if you gave me Metal Gear Solid 4, I'd be like, I'll pay $20 a day for that or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, whatever it is, but and they're never gonna do that, so whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sad. Moving on. Quickies. PS5 cloud streaming launches this month for PlayStation Plus premium members. So
yeah,
great. They're catching up with Microsoft's been doing. Very well, I might add. Like I don't have any complaints with Microsoft's cloud at all.
Their cloud is garbage.
I haven't had issues with it. The only time I have problems with it is when I'm using my my phone's proprietary internet, like the 5G. That's the only time I have problems with it. But if I'm on like connected to a Wi-Fi network, like anywhere, it's been pretty stable for me without any hiccups. My biggest complaint is like the touchscreen controls because they're not perfect. but they're doing more than what other games are doing. Like some games have
Yeah.
specific like
At least you
touchscreen
have that
controls that are custom
option.
for that. Yeah. Yeah, so we'll see what Sony does with this. They need to have a good infrastructure for this because they have that handheld coming out pretty soon, right?
Yeah, but
That's
it's not.
exclusively for cloud gaming.
Well,
Like,
no, it's not for cloud gaming. It's for it's for streaming your own PS5 games
oh
to.
right, right. It's literally just to like
Yeah.
stream your PS5 games off your PS5. So you still need a console to like.
So it's not even you can't even do that. I would imagine people are being. Oh, no, I'm gonna sneeze.
You imagine people are being
Okay, wait, I got one more. Nope, it's gone. Okay.
okay. You
People are
imagine
being very generous with this, being like, this is only for PS5 streaming games to PS5, cloud streaming PS5 games to your PS5, which is not a use case that I am interested in at all.
yeah.
But people are like defending this, like, oh, it's just the beta test. They're just testing it so that they can broaden it out later down the road. And yeah, that's probably what they're doing. But
But
nowhere
if
on this
Sony like
page,
said that, like
nowhere on this page does it say that. So let's like not make shit up here. Let's not like go on like the defense force here, being like, no, they're
I
gonna
agree.
do it. They're gonna add it down the. Yeah, I figured they would add PS3 games to their fucking service too, and they've yet to do anything. So
They have no reason to. Why would they? They already have such a huge market share. Like they're already so ahead of the competition. Why would they? There's no incentive to try here.
yeah.
And with Xbox like buying out like Activision, Blizzard, like now Sony's got to like try a little bit harder. And I know people who are like upset. They're like, "Oh, this is a death nail for like Sony. Like, how could they do that? It's a monopoly." But Sony's been doing that same shit for like years already. So whatever.
Yeah. The the curious thing about this cloud thing they're doing is the options that they have here sound ridiculous.
Oh yeah. I didn't
Because
see that yet. What's
they
ridiculous?
have well they have 4K options. I don't know how you're going to stream a game in 4K with 5.1 7.1 audio.
Oh yeah,
That
that's like
just doesn't sound like
it doesn't sound feasible like
it
at
doesn't
all.
sound possible in
Yeah,
any condition. But
yeah.
if
Plus the
they
audio
can,
is gonna be so compressed. Like, would you even be able to tell if it was like 5.1?
yeah.
Like that.
I mean, if they can do that, then sure. But
Yeah, like
I don't even
I'll
know
I'll
if
be the first one to say like I was wrong if they can do it, but I don't know how it's even feasible. Like,
I don't even know if you can do that. Like Netflix, I think Netflix does have like 4K streaming and like surround sound and shit, but that's like just video, or like video and audio. There's nothing interactive with that part.
yeah,
So even if there was like a delay or whatever, it wouldn't matter because you're just watching a thing.
you're just watching a thing exactly. Like
You're not
it's
you're not
the delay
interacting
is
with it.
gonna be synced. Like if there's a
Yeah.
delay on the input stuff, it doesn't matter because you're just watching a video play back at you. Like,
Yeah.
but with this, like, oh, I can't imagine like having to focus on all that stuff. 4K, this 7.1 surround sound, and you're controlling it at the same time. Like that's gonna, I can't imagine that. Even with like a good internet connection, it's just the feasibility of the streaming system itself. Like it's gonna be taxing on their servers to be able to pull that off.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see how this works. It's launching in North America October 30. So in Japan October 17. So I'm curious to see how this works, but
Yeah, same.
Again, I want to see this on PC. I want to see it on mobile. I want to see it on their own fucking portal device, their PSP, the new PSP.
Yeah, I know, for real. We'll see what happens here, but yeah, I'm not gonna hold my breath. They're gonna be able to pull off anything that they're promising with any sort of legitimacy.
Yeah.
And some new trailers and videos. We got The Last Faith, got an official release date trailer. This game looks cool.
Yeah, I think there is a demo for this up right now on Steam. I didn't get to try it though. I downloaded it but didn't get around to playing it. And this looks, I mean, it looks fucking awesome. It's a
It looks like
Metroidvania.
yeah,
It looks like Bloodborne Metroidvania.
yeah, it's like Bloodborne mixed with like Blasphemous,
Yeah.
and I'm here for it, dude. Like, it looks cool as hell. Like, I'm into it. And this has got a release date trailer already. This is coming out November 15th, so pretty soon. Pretty soon. Go check it out. Wishlist it.
Yeah. Check out the demo.
For sure. Up next is Lucid, that also got a trailer. This is another like Metroidvania.
Yeah,
They call
but
it Celesteroidvania.
yeah, which is a good fucking, that's a good that's a good name. If you never played Celeste, you're fucking up. Because Celeste is just incredible. And it's not very long either, but it is just a super good just puzzle platformer, precision platformer. There's nothing Metroid about it. It's straight up. It's just, here's a level, here's the story, you do it. And so this game is taking that, but turning it into a Metroid. And so I would assume like you get different abilities based on how far you progress, and then you can use those abilities in different ways. And there's more of a combat focus with the abilities. It's really, it looks really cool.
You know what game does like the Metroidvania like precision platforming thing very well? Fucking Guacamelee does
Yeah.
that super well.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought when I was seeing this. Like, I understand the Celeste part of it because Celeste has a lot of these really like precision platforming like sections and a lot of these skills, but it also reminds me of like putting combat in there just makes it look like Guacamelee
Yeah.
to me, which I'm okay with. Guacamelee is a great fucking game. Like, it scratches both of those itches if like that's what you're looking for. So I'm here for it, bro. I am 110% here for it. Yeah, this looks cool. Like, I don't have anything bad to say about it. No like smart comment. It's just, this looks good. Like, I want to check this out.
Yeah. Now you bring up Guacamelee, I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. That is fucking Guacamelee as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm cool with. Like, I wish more games were like Guacamelee. Like, Guacamelee and its sequel are both incredible games, and we'll need to play them.
Yeah.
So we'll see when Lucid comes out. Is there a release date yet? Not yet, right?
I don't think so, but they have a Steam page up. So
Yeah, definitely check that out. Game releases. We got Company of Heroes Collection dropping October 12th for Nintendo Switch. Also on the 12th, we have Dwarve releasing on Switch, Haunted House releasing on everything: PC, PS4, Switch, Xbox One, PS5, Series X, and
Boo Haunted House.
VCS. What is VCS?
Atari VCS.
Oh, that's a thing I forgot existed.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Cool. River City Rival Showdown. I didn't even know this was coming out. It's dropping on PC, Switch, and PS4. Is this like a port of the 3DS River City Rival Showdown?
Was that a game? I thought this was
Yeah.
like just a new thing.
Let me see. Pull up the trailer really quick. Are you watching it?
Yeah.
That is straight up the 3DS game. But like, yeah, that's the 3DS game.
Did it beat him up?
Yeah. Hold on.
The reviews on this are mostly negative. sitting at a mostly negative on Steam right now. What are people saying about this? If you're wondering, why is it that the reviews are mostly negative? TLDR. The controls aren't responsive. Even after trying the disable Steam controls fix, I pre-ordered and was massively disappointed. Is that it? Just the controls?
Well, unresponsive controls on a beat 'em up is like,
Yeah. The game
that's
randomly decides when to accept your inputs.
here we go.
No.
Hold on. Boom. Shout out to Nintendo World Report TV for showing off some River City Rival Showdown footage for the 3DS. But I think that's just straight up just like a port of this game.
Seems like it. They didn't update anything. It's just that game.
That's what it looks like. The background's like a little bit sharper. But that's about it.
Okay. So it's just a new River City game. Well, not new, but
It came on the 3DS, so it's practically new. Like nobody. Let's be honest here. Yeah, there's a reviewer here who's like, I absolutely adored this game. Even bought a Japanese copy of the 3DS back in 2015. Like, yeah, it's the same game. But it looks like the controls are dog shit, so that's a bummer.
Well, we'll see. It's coming to Switch and PS4, so maybe
Yeah,
it'll
we'll
be better.
Yeah.
Not on PC.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, it is out in Switch and PS4, isn't it? It came out today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what those reviews say. But we also got Salt Sea Chronicles releasing on PC, Switch, and PS5. Did I read that right? No Xbox? All right. It begins with the kidnapped captain, a stolen ship. Where it leads next, it's up to you. That's pretty cool. Like a ship, a sea captain adventure game.
Well, I like
that.
the art. The art's really cool.
And me too. It reminds me of Drinkbox Studios, that other game that they did. That like first person adventure crawler. Yeah, it reminds me of Severed. A lot of Severed. Which another game.
Vita exclusive.
Came out on 3DS too.
Did it?
It came on 3DS later and mobile, yeah.
It's probably better on 3DS.
I played it entirely on Vita and it was great. I had a fun time.
Okay.
But well, yeah, the stylus is probably better on 3DS.
They should bring it to PC.
Switch.
Or Switch. Agree.
PC or Switch would both work. That game's fucking incredible. Like, have you played it?
Yeah, but not enough.
It's good. It's fucking incredible. I played through that game like over the course of like a weekend. Like I bought it, I was super excited for it, and I fucking played it and played it and played it and played it. I loved it. I had a blast with that game. It's incredible. Drinkbox makes good shit, dude. They make really good shit.
Yeah, I wonder if they're working on anything now.
I'm checking out their Wikipedia page right now. The last thing they did was Nobody Saves the World, which is also incredible.
Oh, right. Yeah, they did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah,
they released their expansion for it last year. So
yeah, that was recent enough that they could probably still.
Yeah, they can coast on that for a little while.
Yeah.
That's another game that's fucking good. I think I haven't played their super early games, like the Mutant Blob games. But I played everything after that. Guacamelee Up, I played everything after that, and it's all been incredible. So they have a pretty good track record for me. We'll see what else they put out. But yeah, Salt Sea Chronicles. You can see that. That came out today on everything but Xbox. Then tomorrow, October 13th, we have Lords of the Fallen releasing on PC, PS5, and Series X. Despite the fact it's the same name, it is a different game.
Yeah, they renamed the old version with the year. They attached the year to the old one.
Yeah. So. Which is this game like old enough that it needs like a remake or a remaster or a reimagining?
Or they couldn't just name it something else because they don't have like the name to coast on. It's not like it's a known name that people are like, oh shit, a new Lords of the Fallen. Like they could just use a completely different name. It's not like it's a franchise that people are attached to.
Exactly. Like, there's no reason to keep the name and call it anything, but whatever.
Looks cool though.
Looks cool,
I
but
want to see some reviews of
yeah,
this.
I need to see reviews before I'm going to do anything.
This comes out tomorrow, and I haven't seen a review
Yeah,
yet,
me neither.
which is
So,
alarming.
yeah. Next, we got Transformers Earthspark Expedition. It's also releasing tomorrow for PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. This is a straight up like 3D platformer with like some beat 'em up stuff. It looks like oh god, that Sonic game that came out on Wii U. What was it?
Uh, Sonic Forces.
Not Forces. God damn it! It's that one when like they gave everybody like tape on their hands.
Tape on their hands.
Yeah, like they gave them all like hand wrap tape.
Oh, I mean Knuckles had it.
I thought everybody had it, or at least something. What the fuck was it called? Sonic Boom.
Oh no, this looks
Oh
better than
yes,
that.
giving the same vibes though. I'll have to see when this comes out. Like, how much is this coming out for? Like,
Oh, they have a German trailer too.
it looks like a kid's game.
Yeah,
Honestly, the way the camera's placed and the style. If it's good, like I'm not gonna shit on it. I don't know what it looks
E10.
like yet. Yeah, we'll see when it comes out. We got Kingdom 80s releasing October 16th for Switch, PS5, Series X, and mobile. This looks cool.
Did I play this?
I think you did. No, you played that like point and click adventure game, I think.
Oh yeah, this is different.
Yeah, this is different. This is like a base building tower defense colony sim.
Not interested.
It looks cool, but the art style is neat. But like,
Yeah.
to get me into it. SpongeBob SquarePants: The Cosmic Shake, PS5 and
Yes.
Series X on October 16th. This looks cool. Dude,
Mm.
SpongeBob has been like on fire with like their platformers lately, like with the remaster of what was that one, that super popular one. They had a remaster of that, and
Battle
then
for Bikini Bottom.
yeah, they had a remaster of that. I think that had a sequel later. I think. And we got this coming out. Like, this looks dope. Like, bring it on, man.
I forgot this game came out. No one was talking. I remember they were marketing the fuck out of this. We saw it everywhere at every
Yeah.
opportunity they had. But then it came out and no one was talking about it.
Yeah, it came out like in January, like this year.
Yeah.
And the reviews are mostly positive. Like, they're very positive reviews. I'm not seeing any negative reviews here on Steam, so.
Yeah. I might it's like $20 on Nuvem.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Check
a
it
good
out.
price.
That'd be
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Even if it's like a C minus like 3D platformer, like $20 for a 3D platformer, that we don't see anymore. Like, I think it may be worth it.
Yeah. I don't like this art. I don't like the movie SpongeBob style.
I think it looks fine. I don't have any complaints.
I much prefer the it's like the colors are just like washed out, you know? It's not as it doesn't like pop as much as the cartoony style. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like it. It's like the cell shading style.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, it's really high resolution, like cell shading makes all the colors kind of just like roll together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
know
I
what
don't
you
think it's
mean.
even that. I think it's just like 3D model everything and then lighting and shadowing.
Yeah,
But it's just not it doesn't have the same, feel, You know, it's like you know the 3D South Parks versus the Obsidian fucking 2D ones. Like it's just so much better. There's just so much more character.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, I see what you mean.
let me pull up Bikini Bottom.
There you go. While you're
Okay,
doing
so
that, October 17th, we got a Boy and His Blob retro collection coming out.
look at this. This looks so much better.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I don't know what they're doing with Cosmic Shake. Like, this looks way better than what they did for Rehydrated. Weird.
Okay. Anyway, a Boy and His Blob. The Angry Video Game Nerd just did a video on this.
Like, just did a video?
Not just did, but his last video was a Boy and His Blob.
I remember he's talked about it before, but
I've played this before. Oh, it's
yeah.
it's a collection of all like the old games, even like the Game Boy ones. Yeah, I played the NES one. I played, and it's not. It's one of
not
those.
good.
It's one of those games where it expects you to have the manual
Oh yeah.
because it doesn't tell you shit. You just get a bunch of jelly beans and then you feed it to this blob, and they do different things based on what color, what flavor the jelly bean is.
Yeah.
So you just have no. It's just like trial and error.
Yeah, I've heard of that actually.
They made a new they made like an updated like 3D platformer version more recently.
Oh
That's
yeah?
way better. Yeah.
I know they got a remake on WiiWare, like way back in the day. I think like Way Forward did it.
Yeah, that might be the one. That might be the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, it wasn't like 3D though. It was definitely still
Not 3D. It
2D.
was like yeah, it was side scrolling, but it was more this it? Boy and His Blob. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, like the new one is way better.
Yeah, that's what everyone tells me. Is that new one in this collection, or is it just like the
No,
NES game and like?
retro collection.
So what's in here? Just like the NES version and
It looks like NES, Game Boy. There's like a Japanese version. Wait, let's see. US and Japanese versions of both games. I guess it's just two games. Maybe the NES and Game Boy.
well,
Yeah.
check that out if you're like super into it, I guess. We got the Caligula Effect 2 dropping on PS5 October 17th. I feel like I've heard of these games before, the Caligula Effect games. I don't know.
This is set. It's number 2.
Looks like a port of like a Vita game, right?
That's probably true. That is
Yeah,
probably
that's
where
what it
you would
looked
have
like.
seen.
Yeah.
Just
Next, we
how
got
like
Skull Island. Do you want to talk more about that, or
no, Skull Island.
Skull Island: Rise of Kong? This looks.
I can't believe they're making another Kong game.
Yeah, because like we
After
had that one on the 360 that came out forever ago.
it was dog shit.
I heard it was good actually. Like,
Did you?
I heard opposite. Yeah,
Okay.
it came out on like Xbox and Xbox 360. I hear the original, the Xbox version is dog shit. The 360 version is supposed to be good.
It was one of those games. No, I'm the 360 version. It was one of those games where people would only play it for the achievements because it was so easy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to look into it later because I heard it wasn't bad. Like I heard it was actually pretty solid. This looks cool though, because like in the 360 version, you're playing as like that dude most of the game.
Jack
But this,
Black.
you're Kong. Yeah, you're fucking stuff up. Like this game.
Yeah, it actually looks more entertaining.
Yeah, this looks pretty fun
It looks like
actually.
the Hulk games.
Yeah. I ain't gonna have to check this out. I want to see like I'm gonna check this out later. This looks pretty cool.
Defeat the minions of your arch nemesis. Who is the arch nemesis of Kong?
It's Godzilla.
Godzilla?
I don't know. I'm fucking making shit up. He doesn't have an arch nemesis, right? He's like a deity. Like people like feed people to him.
The description says defeat the minions of your arch nemesis. So I don't know. Find out. Find out you play the game.
Yeah, I guess. I'll check it out. It's coming out October 17th, so a couple days. So we'll check it out. Sonic Superstars is dropping October 17th for everything.
This looks fun.
What is this? Is it a new game or
have you not seen this?
I think I've seen it, but I'm still not sure what it is. Is it like, a new game?
It's like, you know how they've been updating like Super Mario Brothers with like multiplayer and like 4 players can play at once, and if someone dies you can like pop their bubble and they come back. This is the Sonic version of that, basically. So it's like the new Sonic Brothers. So
that's cool.
It's a new Sonic game, and then you can have like 4 players and they can all play on the same screen, and yeah.
That's cool. We'll see when it comes out. Like it looks good. I'm not complaining. Because I'm not sure what it is. So it's a totally new 2D platforming Sonic. Is that a remake of something or
no, it's new. It's new.
That's cool.
Like, you know, those Mario games aren't remakes. They're like new Mario games, but
yeah,
they're like 4 player. This is that. Looks fun. What's the price on this? $20? $60?
Oh, that's less cool.
Okay. Well, that's coming out, so I'm gonna throw that on the wish list. I do want to play this, but not for $60.
Yeah, it's not. Like you're fucking crazy if you think I'm gonna pay $60 for that game.
Wizard with a gun. I think it's a wizard who inscribes his bullets with magical powers. And
that's cool.
They label this as a sandbox action adventure game. It almost looks to me like a Don't Starve.
Yeah, I thought the same thing when I was looking at it. I don't know if that's the case here, but that's what it's looking like.
Yeah. So I was not a fan of Don't Starve. I put a lot of time into Don't Starve only to hate it. So
oh yeah.
I'm hoping that this is not a game of adventure. Just because it's so fucking difficult. Like I couldn't last more than like 2 days maybe. And then, you know, the nighttime comes and just those fucking like dog monsters come out. You're like, this is bullshit. Yeah, so this looks okay.
Yeah, I've never played it. I never played Don't Starve, but it looks like it. I've seen what the game looks like, and it looks like that. This looks cool though. Like, I like me some good roguelikes. And there's just some imagery of like a wizard with a gun. Like, looks really cool. So we'll see when that comes out. You know what the consensus is.
Yeah. Right. Gungrave Gore Ultimate Enhanced Edition on Switch. Now, the Switch to me is the antithesis of the words Ultimate Enhanced. So
yeah.
I'm gonna have to
check back on that.
Yeah. Wait, you gotta pull this up on the Nintendo site. See what exactly are they adding things to this? Oh, it doesn't even have a page, so guess we'll never know.
Yeah, the game got some like enhancements on it. but I don't fucking know anything about it really, like what enhanced it got. 'Cause I played the game like later, so I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna be doing here, but we'll see. You got Hellboy, Web of Weird. Releasing on PC, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X. So I don't know if you saw the latest video from Yahtzee Reviews, but he does he does videos on two games. All right, and he did El Paso Elsewhere, Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation, and a mystery game that apparently like he was gonna reviewed it, recorded it, but then he got notified that they're pushing the release date out, and that pushed out the embargo. So he like censored all identifying things about the game, but still put out the review.
Mm.
And the consensus is that he's talking about this game.
Okay.
Yeah.
And was it a good or bad review?
It was not a good review at all.
Okay.
It was not a good review at all. Again, there's no way to know for sure. But yeah, there's no way to know for sure. But that's like, from what he's describing, it sounds like it could be this.
Huh. Well, the
trailer
trailer
here, the same thing.
The trailer here looks okay though.
It does, which is why it surprises me, because the trailer looked pretty good, but I don't know. We'll see when it comes out, because I haven't heard any reviews on it yet. So, but there might actually be an embargo on it. So we'll see when it comes out what the general public and what game journalists are saying about it. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We will wait and see.
I haven't watched a Yahtzee review in years, decades maybe.
Really?
Is he a good reviewer? Well, because I've always like written his stuff off as like just like parody, or just not like, I never taken this shit seriously. But does he actually like, is this stuff worth watching aside from entertainment purposes? Like, does he actually have...
I watch them for the entertainment purposes, honestly. And I agree with a lot of, for the games I played, I agree with a lot of things he says, but his whole shtick is like, oh, I talk really fast and I swear a lot.
Yeah.
There's not enough time to like really get into the nitty-gritty of like why he feels the way he feels about a game. Like, it's funny, he's entertaining, his jokes are legit, like really, really funny, but there's no way to like, really get into an actual review because of his style of storytelling and his style of talking.
Yeah, like if I'm gonna do a review, I want information from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's just, the way he tells it, there's just not enough time for him to like realistically do that.
It's like Donkey is entertaining, but I'm not gonna go to him to find out if I should buy a game or not.
Yeah, same thing with like early JonTron. It's the same thing for me. Like, like it's entertaining to watch. It's fun watching it. It's fun like hearing what you have to say about it. But I'm not gonna take your opinion as gospel whether I should play the game or not.
Yeah, though I feel like JonTron, at least JonTron was like entertaining, but also informed. I feel like it's been a while since I've
more
seen
on the
this
entertaining side than informed. He doesn't do video game reviews so much anymore. Kind of moved away from video game content now, but I feel like his stuff leaned more to the entertainment side than the factual side.
Yeah.
What you need to do is like, I'm going to do a tangent here, but you got to find you can't find someone to review like every game, right? You got to find a specific reviewer. Like, okay, so a new FPS came out. I got to listen to my FPS reviewer, see what he has to say about it. So for me, it's G-Man Lives. Is like when a new shooter comes out, like he's the guy I listen to when it comes to like shooters. He's got a great combination of like entertaining and factual. That whatever he goes off of, like I agree with a lot of things he says, and he hasn't let me down yet. So
I would agree with that, but also I do like for me, like Baldur's Gate 3 for me, where I'm not at all the kind of audience for Baldur's Gate 3, But I feel like if I knew a person hated those games and loved Baldur's Gate, that would mean a lot.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes you do have to like go outside of, hey, I'm the guy that hates first person shooters, and this is game of the year to me.
Yeah.
Like that would mean a lot coming from someone who like typically hates that
I
shit.
see what you mean. Yeah, and that makes perfect sense too. It's kind of a balancing act, really. Like, I don't want to get into the parasocial relationship of it, but you got to like find a reviewer that
You got to know what they
vibes.
like
Yeah,
and
you got to know what they like a little bit, and then
weigh your likes against that. Yeah.
yeah. Which again, like, get into the parasocial relationship aspect of it. Like, how much do I know about this random guy on the internet whose videos I watch for fun?
Yeah.
It's kind of
Well,
weird if you deep dive into it, but I
that's the
see
thing
what you
I
mean.
liked about. That's the thing I hate about sites like IGN, because when IGN puts out a thing, they're putting it out as we are IGN. Here's IGN's opinion on this thing. It's a
Yeah,
7. It's not. It's not. They don't put it out as, hey, I'm this guy. It's what I like about like Giant Bomb. The Giant Bomb is like they're a Giant Bomb as a collective, but they're individuals in their own thing, and so they put
yeah,
out
and
their
their reviews
opinions.
and their content, like they're individuals.
Yeah, and so like, oh, if Jeff Gerstmann puts this fucking thing out, I know he hates Bethesda games, so if he likes Starfield, it's gonna mean so much. It is gonna mean it's actually probably fucking great, or just an example, but
Yeah.
shit like that. Like if they like preface it with, I'm not the racing game guy, but Forza Motorsport has convinced me that I might have to reconsider, or some shit like that. And then,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's where it gets tricky. Like, like I think we've been doing this show long enough that we kind of know like what each other likes, and so
Yeah.
like to hear you talk about like Baldur's Gate again. You're not the computer RPG guy, but for you to be like, I like Baldur's Gate, I recommend Baldur's Gate. Like that's like,
Well, no, I'm not convinced yet, but
but so
I
far
have.
you like it, and the things you like about it are not the things people like about these types of games.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm convinced you're gonna have a fun time here.
So
Yeah,
that
we'll
was that
see.
was that was Hellboy.
Yeah. We got Kona 2 Broom releasing on October 18th for everything. This is a sequel to a game I've never heard of. I don't know Kona. I don't know what this game is. So
Yeah.
it's an adventure exploration investigation mystery game according to the Steam tags here.
Takes
So
place in northern Quebec.
it's I don't know how it's pronounced actually. I was gonna be a smartass, but I really don't know how it's pronounced. Is it Quebec or is there some like other like French pronunciation that we're just like butchering?
Um.
But
Yep.
point is, yeah, this looks cool. If you're into these kind of mystery games, like it looks pretty cool. Not my cup of tea, but I can see the appeal here for this type of demographic.
Yeah. A little mystery game. So
Yeah.
it starts off pretty normal, and then monsters come out, and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. And last but not least, though kind might be least, outside of the arrival for
Oh.
PS5 and Series X. This is this was the sequel to the free-to-play horror game that got super popular on Twitch when Twitch was still in its infancy, right? And then everybody hated it because it did nothing that first game did.
You know more about this than I do. That sentence that you just said is more than I knew about this. So, and I
Ouch.
and I own this game on Steam.
Well, you've heard of
Apparently,
the original Slender Man game, right? Like way back in the day, the 8 pages.
no.
Really?
Well, I've heard of Slender Man. I don't know what the origination was, but I didn't know there was an original one. I thought that people were just making fucking these, and there were a ton of them.
So there's one game specifically that got like super popular. It was a Slender Man the Eight Page, I think is what it was called. That game came out around the same time Amnesia. So they became like the de facto like PC horror game, like Let's Play game. I think I want to say either like when Twitch was super early or like before Twitch, like YouTube, people uploading like clips of them like playing the game and then like screaming like that. That's where all this like this whole genre of like Let's Play like came from. People playing like that original game. And then later it got a release on consoles as a paid game, as a sequel to that game called The Arrival, that I've heard is like not good at all.
I mean, it's got very positive on Steam, so
yeah, maybe opinions on it has changed. So the original game came out in like, when did that come out? Like 2011? No, 2013. Yeah, so I mean, we'll see if it's good, cool, but
oh my god, there's someone in my friends list who gave this a recommendation.
yeah. Well, maybe it is good. Just like the reviews are wrong. I don't know. You know, it came out on console too. Maybe it was a console version that was dog shit.
This guy said Slender made my pants brown. They were white.
That's a super original, hilarious comment, dude.
This guy says white people are scary as fuck.
Okay, that's pretty funny.
This guy says if you want to play a Slender game, play this one. So,
okay, that is like not what I've been hearing about it, but all right, maybe I'm wrong.
all right. Well, that's gonna do it.
Yeah, it's gonna do it for the show, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming in and saying hi. We love all you people.
Well,
everybody.
Maybe not all of them, but
yeah. I don't like Nazis. Like if you're a Nazi, like I probably don't like you. I think it's safe to say we won't get along.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna
do it, everybody.
That's gonna do it. Go to Gameoverse.com. Go to Gameoverse.com/Discord. Gameoverse.com/YouTube. Putting up those demo derby videos in 4K with chapters and everything, so you can skip through. And I marked the games that are my favorites, so you can just look at those ones if you want, or look at them all. It's gonna be 12 fucking hours, so maybe just have it like playing in the background or something. And I'm
definitely gonna check out the RoboCop game, dude.
That's in part 2, so. And the upload failed for it again, so I have to start over. So you're probably not gonna see that for another 2 days.
That's a bummer.
But
yeah, everybody, thank you guys so much for coming in, saying hi. Everyone who was here. We're gonna be doing the show on Thursdays now because I got to change the schedule. I got a new promotion at work, so my schedule completely changed. So, we'll be here Thursday mornings now instead of Saturdays. Hopefully we can go back to Saturday soon, but we'll see what happens. In the meantime, everybody, be cool, be safe, be excellent with each other, and we'll see you guys next week.